going on, guys? Welcome to J Powell Music. Be sure to like and subscribe here on the channel. Hit the notification bell so you know when these episodes are available. Today's the day, guys. My Mars Volta fans, today is the day. The Mars Volta acoustic album is available, and it is titled, which is the sixth title of the title of the sixth track as well. Di que Dios te maldiga mi corazón. And man, it's a really nice rendition of the Mars Volta album. I really like it. It did not disappoint at all for me. And there were even some songs that sounded better the acoustic versions better than the regular versions. So I'm going to go into that. And then just go over the overall project. But I think this almost proves my theory, I think, as far as, debating whether a lot of these songs, if they are, meant to be acoustic. And I think some of them are. Not all of them, though. Some of them I actually prefer the electric versions better. But overall, a really nice listen. I mean, it's mixed really well. You're really hearing everything. You're hearing everything really clearly, but it's not in the way of anything else, if that makes sense. So really nice. And then also, Cedric, beautiful vocal performance from him. I mean, it's some of the best vocals I've heard from him, really, out of any record, to be completely honest. I think before sorry guys, I think before this, maybe Octahedron was kind of the last album that really had that, just a lot of that soul within it. Just where there isn't much instrumentation behind him, and he's really leading the way, essentially. There's a few records here that you can pick apart throughout most of their catalog, but anyway, let's get into it. So Black Light Shine, which was one of their I believe it was one of their singles, even acoustically, obviously the electrically, but acoustically, sounds fantastic, sounds great. It almost hits as hard as the electric, arguably better maybe, but really beautiful rhythms. Everyone kills it. That one I can go either way, because I think the electric is very good, but the acoustic, I just really enjoyed it. Now, Graveyard Love. Graveyard Love is really interesting to me. I actually like the acoustic version better. I think with how the progression is, because there's like a part A and a part B to the song, the part B acoustically sounds really awesome. Sounds really dope. And when it kind of speeds up just as far as rhythm and everything, the pacing, speeds up, I think acoustically you can really hear that movement, I think, a lot more. It's because it's probably obviously it's a more stripped down version of it because it's not electric, but really solid, and just sounds really cool. I think it's definitely the differences between part A and part B of the Graveyard Love song. You really feel those transitions in those parts, and with the rhythms all around them, because Graveyard Love kind of has like this, I don't even know if it's a guitar, just like this weird effect, and definitely there's a cool place for it in the electric version, but I really love the acoustic version better. I just think it really serves the song and the story a lot better. Short Story, I can probably go either way. I think they're both done really well. Sounds really great. I think probably the electric version, maybe for me, sounds better, or that I prefer. But they both sound really great. Blank Condolences, Blank Condolences, again, that was another single they released, I believe. Fantastic. There was one I was on the fence with, and it was Vigil. I think I said for my last Mars Volta review that it was one of my favorite songs, if not my favorite song in general, on the Mars Volta album. In this one, I really like it acoustically. I really love it acoustically. I think I prefer the electric better. There are some, it's weird. There's some parts that I really like from the acoustic for the first, like the part A or whatever of the song, and then the part B, I really like the electric version because when you hear that pacing and that drum really hits, you know, the drum, the bass and the snare, you really feel like it has that ballady feel to it. So I think maybe that's why I like the electric version better. The song that's the title of the acoustic album, the Kid Dios, Te Mandiga Mi Corazón, really good, really great version. Again, I wish it was longer. Give me a longer version of that song, man. That song was great. It hits. The one thing I liked about this album is that the songs that I kind of was like, yeah, this is fine, but I could probably skip it for the Mars Volta electric version of the album. I actually prefer them acoustically. So, Palm Full of Crux, No Case Gain, Collapsible Shoulders. I actually preferred those songs acoustically than I did electric, which I thought was interesting to me. You know, comparing them, contrasting them, I just think they sound really great acoustically. I just prefer them acoustically. I just think it really brings out the life of the song. And there's some cool stuff with the electric versions too, because I want to say one of these, it gives this 80s pop notion to it. So there's something special there as far as for that particular song sound choice per se. But I think I like the acoustic version better. So yeah, the acoustic versions, I kind of preferred them for the songs that I didn't like, not didn't like, but you know, they weren't as high as some of the other songs as far as, you know, interest or what have you. The Requisition, I probably like that one I like that one electric better. The acoustic is very good. There's just a couple of, I think there was one change that seemed slightly awkward where it was like one of the percussionists like hit one thing ahead of everybody else, and then there's a space before going into part A of the song. So it was like, oh, slight issue there, but other than that, it sounds great. I love the ending. You know, the end of the last few parts or bars rather of the Requisition. Always like super dope. Are arguably the best parts of that song, and acoustically it does it justice as well. I think it sounds really powerful also alongside the electric version. But yeah, man, I paid $10 for this once it was available, the acoustic version, and definitely it's worth it. Every dollar, you know what I mean? So they did a really great job with that. So kudos to y'all, you know, Mars Volta. I just thought it was great. Really nice. And, yeah, so let me know what your favorite songs were acoustically, if you preferred, a track on the album, like say the electric version better versus the acoustic version, or vice versa. Let me know in the comments. I think that'd be really interesting. Yeah, so this is just, it's a lot to take in, but it sounds great. I'll definitely be listening to this more and more. But that is my take here for J Powell Music. Be sure to like and subscribe here on the channel, hit the notification bell again so you know when the next episode is. And speaking of that, I'll catch you guys next episode. Thanks a lot.